What's going on, y'all? So listen. Hey y'all, I know y'all wasn't expecting this video, but I wasn't expecting to do it. That's why, and I don't know if anybody on my channel watches Sister Wives, but I don't know if I'm gonna put it on the main channel or the secondary channel. I put it on the secondary channel because I need some videos over there. But listen. This Sister Wives, oh my goodness. If you don't know, I've been watching Sister Wives from the very beginning, okay? And I know y'all like, dang, I didn't know that you was going to do this. Listen, okay, I watch a lot of shows. I just don't review a lot of shows because I don't have a lot of time to do it. But I be looking, okay? And Sister Wives was one of those ones because it was interesting because I've heard of polyamorous relationships, never heard of a poly marriage and things like that. And I just wanted to see how it worked. And I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna judge somebody as long as it's, not hurting anybody. It's not no underage stuff that's going on. It ain't messing with no animals or nothing like that, disgusting or whatever. You do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna judge the way that you run your household as long as everybody is safe, everybody is of age, and I mean real of age, okay? I ain't talking about no 40-year-old man with an 18-year-old. No, I don't want that, okay? But I wanted to see how it went. I'm looking at it and they said this is 16th season. I said it's been 16 goddamn seasons. Wow. From when they was up in Utah, okay, in the one big house. I will say that was some bomb shit. When I said, oh wow, look how they got their house. Okay. You got one wife right here, one wife in the middle, and one wife right there. And see, the whole thing about this, like with polyamory and that type of relationship, I just know it wouldn't be able to do it for me because listen, I and when I say do it for me, like we all have to be in a relationship. You my girlfriend and you my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And we girlfriends all together. They sister wives, they ain't got no interaction sexually with each other, and it's just the man getting to fuck around with three women, okay? Or in their case, four now. But it's not all about sex, okay? And I understand that. But for me, that's just how it works because I would feel some type of way if my boo is going over, girl, you spend a night over her place and you spend a night. No, it'll just make me feel some type of way, but I get it, okay? There's no judgment here, if all the people involved are consenting adults, go ahead and do what you got to do. And like I said, if it's safe, if you're doing shit above ground, legal. Well, technically, when it first started, it wasn't legal to be in a polygamous relationship or marriage or whatever. But you get what I'm saying. But let's just get to it. We've seen the relationships develop, or I should say, progress. Now, this is typical of every freaking show that I've seen that has a reality couple or couples where they start off and everything seems cool. We don't know that there has been some issues that was going on prior to them first coming on screen, or the issues developed once they got on screen, because they always come on as if, or I would say 95% of the couples, they always come on as if everything is all good. They're this power couple, they're this, we got this loving relationship, we love our kids and everything. And that's what they kind of portrayed in the beginning. But then as we got deeper into the seasons, we saw, the inner turmoils that was starting to come out between everybody, the issues that, and they were having some normal relationship issues. You know what I'm saying? It was just multiple. And I felt bad for them when they had to leave Utah because the law was after them. Then they went to Las Vegas. Then they had to go to, are they in Arkansas now? Either way, more of the issues started coming out. And, one Mary's daughter came out as gay or lesbian, and she's still with her partner, which I'm glad. It was nice to see some of the kids grow up. It was like, damn, I remember when they was like younger and they was single, now they parents and they're married. That was cute. I like seeing that. But see, what really got me on here discussing this is the relationship and the dynamic between Cody and all of his wives. I just got through looking at part 3 of the tell-all for this past season, this last season that just went off. And prior to the show coming on, they show it had came out that Christine had filed for divorce or their divorce or whatever. Because technically speaking, Christine wasn't married to Cody. Cody literally And Mary allowed this. Divorced Mary because Mary was the only one that he was legally married to because that was his first wife. Okay. And then Janelle came into the picture. And then Christine came into the picture. And then Robin came into the picture. But for whatever reason, I forgot what it was. I guess so he can adopt the kids or for some other stuff. He and Mary got divorced. And Mary was cool with it. And then Robin got married to him legally. Now see, it's a lot of selflessness with the women that's going on that I don't know that I could be able to do. Okay. But this is, it just shows how like religion has a tight hold and a tight grip on people because they feel like they're religiously together and spiritually together. And if the church ain't saying that we're not divorced, then we're not divorced. So technically speaking, y'all not even married. So y'all can get up and go anytime you want to, but you have to develop that bond, that sisterhood, that friendship, and that love to want to stay in a relationship with this one man. You know what I'm saying? And to have this whole interaction as a family with all these other women. I listen, the way that the relationships between the wives and Cody have deteriorated, okay? Christine always had some issue with Robin coming in the group, okay? You know, Christine just kind of been like, and she's been honest about it. She got jealousy going through her a little bit, you know, and that's okay. That is okay to feel a little bit jealousy when you have had things one way for a while and then all of a sudden you're bringing somebody is somebody else in and your man or your girl is bringing attention or giving their attention to somebody else or splitting your time with somebody else. It's natural for you to feel some type of way. So I respect her for putting that out there because that's some real shit. That's what goes on. And they was like, yeah, jealousy and bitterness does happen in these polygamous relationships, okay? Fine. But as I'm looking at this tell-all, and it got to the point where they was discussing, like this whole part 3 was discussing because the last part 2, they started on the whole situation with Cody and Christine and the breakup of their relationship. And, you know, this whole part 3 was just talking about the whole situation. And it was bothering me. It was bothering Cody, I think I kind of liked him in the beginning just because he was new and I didn't see him. I didn't know nothing about him. I didn't know nothing about his personality. But as the seasons grew on, and especially these last few seasons, I come to despise him. Okay? I've come to despise him because of the way that he treats his family. All right? He makes it seem as though he's all about the family and the decisions that he makes are all about the family, but it's his decisions and no one really else has a say. I understand the way that he was going, you know, with this whole pandemic situation and he didn't want anybody to get sick, which is understandable. Do I feel like he was doing a bit much? Yes. And do I understand why he was doing it? Yes. Okay. But the situation is he wasn't really communicating well with everybody else, okay? And that's why people were so pissed off and you're spending all your time. You're literally living out of fear. And it's understandable because especially when this first happened, and even now I'm still in a little bit of fear of what's going on, but especially when it first happened, girl, you can get me to go outside, okay? But, you know, we have to do what we need to do to survive. And so the way that he went about it and he was just spending most of his time over there at Robin's place, that's what everybody already knew, that Robin was his favorite wife at this point. And 9 out of 10, no, we found out basically that Robin is the only one that he's probably having sex with. He's the only one that has a romantic relationship with Robin. She is the only wife, okay? And when you look at the tell-off, I was like, how can you be in a relationship with somebody that you are not intimate with if that's what you expect? Okay, I just didn't get it. And that just brings us to, like, Cody is just, when I say I despise him, he's a jerk, he's an asshole. You know, he's a douchebag. And what really solidified that for me was this past season when his daughter had to go get surgery. And they had to go up to New Jersey to get the surgery for her back, her scoliosis. And he said he wasn't going to come. He wasn't going to come because of the pandemic and the stuff that's going around or whatever. And I was just like, wow, you can't sacrifice for your child. What if something would have happened to the girl? And I get it. At the same time, I get it. You know, Christina's going to be there. She's the mother, of course. But I would have wanted both my parents there, okay? At least sit in the hotel. At least be in the car or whatever. You know, put your double mask on, triple mask, or whatever you have to do. Put some gloves on and all that stuff. You know, at least be there, okay? And you couldn't make that sacrifice for her, your child that you helped create, all right? And something could have went wrong in that surgery. She could have possibly not woke up from that surgery, and you would have felt so shitty if something would have happened to her and you weren't there. Meanwhile, I think it was Mary's mother or Janelle's mother or somebody in the family passed away. He went down there to the funeral. He went to the funeral. He was around people that you didn't know was vaccinated or not. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his issue. You didn't know if they was sick or not. You know what I'm saying? You jumped on ahead and went there, but you couldn't go be at your daughter's bedside. I said, wow. You should have been at both. You should have been at both, okay? And I was just like, that solidifies how much of an asshole and how much I despise him. I just said, wow, you couldn't even choose your child. You couldn't even choose your child. Then when we're talking about the breakdown of these relationships, Janelle, you know, I as the seasons was going on, I just looked at him, especially these last few seasons, and I was just like, you can't tell me all of these women are actually having an intimate relationship with him, because I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Janelle, you know, she just doesn't look like the type that, and I could be wrong, but she just gives off that impression like, you know, she really don't care to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, she's so business oriented. Like, if she needed to be, she's the main one that I know for sure. I felt for sure would be okay if she was to ever leave him. Like, she's so business minded, and she was the one that was always working, and you know, she was the realtor and all that stuff. She'd be okay if she on her own. She don't need Cody. All right. But when they asked her, was her and Cody, when the host asked her, was her and Cody doing it, she was like, we good. We good, okay? And it was just, I get you don't want to put your business out there, but it was something about the way that she said that let me know they not, and they haven't. All right, and then we already know the situation with Mary. And if you don't know, girl, Mary has got to be the most pathetic of the wives. And I don't even like talking down on women like that, but Mary is not the person that you go to for marital advice or any type of relationship advice, because I just cannot. There is absolutely no reason that Mary is allowing herself to stay in the situation that she is in. And part of the reason why some of the wives feel the way that they do is probably because about Christine leaving is because they probably thought Christine was going to do the same route that Mary went, okay? Mary got caught up in this catfish situation. Mary was practically about to cheat on Cody, okay? That's basically what it was. She was about to cheat on him. You know, she was talking to some dude that she thought was a dude and it was actually a woman, you know, and she was about to meet up with him and all this stuff. And girl, what friendship y'all was about to have? Okay, y'all weren't about to be friends. You know, y'all was about to do the do. You know what I'm saying? And which tells me that the relationship between her and Cody was trash as it is, you know, for her to be seeking stuff from the outside. And then we found out that it was a woman, so that didn't happen. Of course, if I found out something like that from my spouse, I would feel some type of way. It would be very hard for me to trust you. It would be very hard for me to forgive you. And I just couldn't look at you the same. So I wasn't necessarily upset at Cody for feeling the way that he felt about that. But somebody also said, you know, they responded to one of my tweets and was like, they feel as though Cody probably lost any wanted to have any type of relationship truly with her. It started when she couldn't produce any more kids, when she couldn't create any more kids, okay? And I said, you know what? I feel like that's where it's happened too. That's where the relationship started to dwindle away. And then the catfish situation was the cherry on top that just ended everything. And Mary case, I want more for her. But I can't want more for somebody that don't want more for themselves. All right. She is literally willing to stay in this situation that she's in and be in this loveless marriage that she's supposed to be in with him when technically she's not really married. But you are willing to stay in this relationship and just for the sake of the family, and to say that you have a sister wife, you have these sister wives and you still have this husband, but y'all are more friends than anything, because he has already said whatever intimacy and other type of relationship and love that a husband has for a wife, he does not have that with Mary. He is never going to have that with Mary again. It is understandable, but Mary, I just don't get it. I just don't understand staying in something. And I understand that you care for him. You care for the situation that you are in. You love these people. But sometimes you just got to put yourself, you don't have nothing else. You don't have children that are of young age, whatever. Your daughter is off in Chicago or wherever she's at with her fiance, if they're not already married or if they're still together. Hopefully they're still together, and y'all, what is keeping you there? That man don't even come and see you. Okay, is it the financial? Because I don't understand just stifling myself and being okay and settling for nothing. Because that's literally what you're settling for. You're settling for nothing. I personally cannot be somewhere. I would rather just be by myself. Okay, instead of just stay somewhere where I'm seeing other women that I'm associated with, I'm connected to, getting the love, getting the intimacy and affection that I am not getting, but my body is yearning for. No. You have to want more for yourself. And it makes me think, like, what is really going on in Mary's mind? Like, do she feel like she can't find that connection with anybody else? She's not worthy of that? Or does this polygamous, you can either go into another polygamous family, I guess, or, be a wife for somebody else. I don't know, but I just don't see the purpose of staying in a relationship with somebody who clearly don't want anything to do with you, girl. At the end of the day, I feel like Cody just tolerating that lady, all right? I get you got the kids that love you. Okay, who says that if you not in a relationship with him and you get about the family, you can't go back and see the kids? What, y'all can't see the kids no more? Okay, I just don't understand what's going on. And then what really made me mad was Robin. Robbie, you are the favorite wife. You're literally the only wife that he's having sex with, okay? You're the only one that he's truly having an intimate relationship with that we're going to assume. He was all up in your house during this whole pandemic, so he wasn't just sleeping up in the bed, and not doing nothing. I'm pretty sure of that. And her strong reaction to the fact that Christine decided to choose herself, and to actually not let the rest of her life fade away and pass her by settling and sitting around like Mary in a loveless and an intimateless relationship. This woman literally said, you don't do that. You're supposed to fight. I said, this lady, how are you going to say something, and how are you getting so upset? As if you having a relationship with her is going to end. And that's what I don't understand. Like, you're not having an intimate sexual relationship with her. She's not breaking up with you. And I don't understand what's the problem. Like, if she wants to go off and have another family or get into another relationship or just be by herself and learn to love herself first, that should not stop her from being able to come around and see the kids and kiki with y'all, the sister wives. Oh, so because she's not connected to Cody no more, that means she's not connected to y'all? Is that what it is? So she got to cut y'all off too? Or y'all got to cut her off because Cody cut her off? Or she cut him off? Like, that's fucked up. And that just goes to show how the relationship between y'all just really wasn't there. If that's what it is. Because it shouldn't, I don't see how it should have bothered you like that. Yeah, it'll take some time to adjust, but you should still be her friend if you really was her friend, since you want this closeness. And I know Christine and Robin never really, because Christine at the beginning never really saw it for Robin. But she was making me so mad the way she was acting. She was just so pissed off. And then at the end, when she was like, she probably would go find somebody else and get married or whatever. I said, excuse me? You're pissed off that she want to find happiness for herself and she don't want to settle? And it was the way that she was talking. and and probably a couple of other wives, and I'm pretty sure, like, I think it was Mary, could be, but I know for sure Robin. The way she was talking about the situation between Cody and Christine, she was more so mad at Christine. Maybe because Christine actually spoke up, and she spoke up for herself and decided to do something for herself instead of just settling, and actually broke off the relationship. But she was more so mad at her, and it felt like she was putting more of the blame on her for the dissolvement and the dysfunctional way of the relationship that she had with Cody, and not putting any blame on Cody, because I never heard, I don't even think I can recall, and I could be, remembering, if that's a word. I can probably, I don't recall them actually saying, well, Cody, he was doing this, and I can understand why Christine may feel this way or whatever. It was all about the reason why Christine did this, and she could have just stayed a little bit longer. You could have fought a little bit longer. The woman has been fighting for years, and we found out she been fighting years before freaking Robin even came into the family. They've been having issues, okay? And I was just like, wow, that was pissing me off, girl. I just wanted to slap Robin, because I was like, girl, why are you so upset? And I'm just like, so is this what this polygamy does to you, or this sect of polygamy? Because they come from the I think Mormons or LDS or whatever. So everything you have to do about a man, and you got to follow his lead all the freaking time, and you can't think for yourself, and if he upset, you upset, and all this shit. Like, it just gave misogyny. It gave misogyny and sexism. I just didn't like it. I said, Robin, grow the fuck up, okay? You got the man. So what are you upset for? Y'all. So you and her can't talk afterwards. Y'all can't text each other. You gotta have his permission to text her and still be cool with her. And then they asked him, did you eat? He is such a dick. Okay. Every time they talked about the relationships and the issues that were going on in the family, the whole entire family, his thing was, what about me? Me. Nobody's asking me how I feel. Nobody's doing this and all this, and woo, woo, woo. It was all about him. He is so selfish. He didn't even ask Christine, tell Christine, I don't want you to go. You say that now, but you didn't tell that to her then. You say other stuff because you're so egotistical. You're so freaking narcissistic. It was just, I just said, what the hell? What the hell? It was just bothering me. I said, you know what do y'all find attractive about this man? Okay, I mean, and I'm talking about as a whole being, not the physical. Because you can be fine as fuck to me, but your attitude, your personality, it could just turn it all off, and it can just make you the ugliest person ever. And the way that he treats them, and the way that he says things as if they're not supposed to have an opinion of their own, and what he says goes, and it bothered me so much. It's always me. I'm like, did you bother to sit down and ask your women, your wives, about their feelings? Like, fully hear them out. It's not hard. And ask the questions. What do you want from me? How am I making you feel? How can I do better? How can I make it help? How can we do better? You're not asking the right questions. You're refusing to hear the questions. You're refusing to see what the issue is, and only seeing your side, being selfish and not worried about what's going on with your kids, what's going on with your wives or whatever. And that's why Christine left. And I'm so glad that Christine had the balls, okay? She had the integrity. She had the courage. She had the common fucking sense to get the hell up out of that shit. She said, bitch, no love, no intimate relationship. Oh, no, that's not what I'm here for, okay? I want the whole package, and if that's not part of the package, I'm gone. And if people can't see that you have to choose your happiness, like, I believe most of her kids are all grown up. I know her daughter, I think she like 16 or whatever, probably one of the youngest. She's like 16 or whatever, but she'll be okay, okay? Most of them kids don't even fucking like his ass. That's what the impression that they was giving off on the show, okay? But they will be okay. And I'm pretty sure the kids will want their mother and to see their mother happy. And everybody else should want to see everybody in that situation happy. And if you are not happy, you go to where it's going to make you happy. You don't stay and settle Okay? Because you can't tell me Mary don't go to sleep at night crying herself to sleep because she ain't got no love. Baby, it just never would be me. If I feel as though I don't love you no more, I only see you as a friend, no intimacy or whatever, I'm gonna have to debt that relationship and we can come back and be friends if that's what you want. But I'm gonna have to go find my love. Okay, go find that one that's gonna be for me and who's gonna understand me, who's gonna be affectionate with me. Because, baby, I like all of that. Okay, I can't just settle for less. And motherfuckers sitting up here settling for him? Bitch, he ain't no Idris Elba. He ain't no okay, he ain't no. I would say Brad Pitt. What the older girls like? Y'all like George Clooney? He ain't no George Clooney. Girl, child. I said what? That didn't make no sense to me. I wish Christine all the best. I loved her answer at the end when she said, "Listen, I'm dating myself. I'm trying to get to know myself, trying to love myself, and that is what you have to do. That is what you have to do. You break up from a relationship being with somebody for 27 years. And then when she said, he told her when they first got married, in the first parts of their marriage, that, when we got together and I married you, I wasn't attracted to you. Bitch, there was red flags right then and there. And then he gonna say something, it was a bad match. Because y'all went on ahead and forced. Did y'all even court each other longer than 2 weeks? Because if you did, you would have been able to iron out all these issues before you got married. This is why you have to actually date. And this is why I believe in becoming friends and cool with somebody before you actually decide to date them, to see if you're compatible enough to date. And then to see if once you're in that dating process, okay, we can call ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend. Or girlfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend, whatever the fuck. We can call ourselves together. Okay? We can make it official. You have to get to know that person first instead of just rushing into shit. And that's what I feel like they didn't do. And that's why they're where they at. And Christine said, bitch, I'm out. Okay? I didn't took enough. I feel like he's emotionally, I don't like to say the word, but he just comes off emotionally abusive. Am I the only one that feels that way? But Christine, I just wish her the best, okay? I want her to continue to go ahead and get in, to know herself, love herself, and I pray that she finds somebody, if that's what she's looking for, I pray that she finds somebody that, is actually going to be attentive to her needs, that's actually going to be affectionate to her, that's actually going to be understanding, and who's going to love her, for her, through and through. And she can reciprocate all of that back to him. I hope that for her. I don't want her to end up by herself, but if that's what she needs to do, and if that's what brings her happiness, more power to her. But I want the other ladies to wake the fuck up too. But some people just they ain't reached their limit yet, and them other motherfuckers ain't. Okay, let me take that back. Them other women ain't. They haven't. Mary, girl, you a lost cause. I'm sorry. There, you a lost cause at this point, girlfriend. I just don't get it. I just don't. How do you stay? That man don't even want you. I mean, that man don't like you, okay? Mary, I'm pretty sure you could pull somebody, okay? It is somebody out there waiting to date your ass, and you are just blocking your blessings, okay? Girl, all right, you do what you gotta do. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But y'all talk about it. If y'all watch it, put it down in the comment. Let's discuss. I'm interested to see what y'all have to say. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.